Happy birthday, Sega Dreamcast, September 9th, 2015. And I'm looking at an official Dreamcast magazine issue here. This is the 1-year anniversary issue. It was, September 2000, 1-year anniversary issue. Kind of a boring cover with Tony Hawk 2, but it was very anticipated at the time. But yeah, right there, happy birthday Dreamcast. Awesome Dreamcast cake, and lots of great other stuff in this magazine as well. You know, people playing with the Sava de Amigo controller, and trying to hit up with Ooh La La, or whatever her name is. She's also over here. Yeah, Ooh La La. Yeah, from Space Channel 5. They're having their own little Dreamcast party. I have actually had my own Saba de Amigo maracas, and they actually came with the game too. Picked that up for $50 maybe a year or two ago. Yeah, I was pretty excited and proud of that. You know, with the little price sticker on it. I should take that off at some point. 55. I lied. But yeah, that thing's a lot of fun. I need to get more songs for it though, because you could unlock more songs for this game if you hooked up through the 56K modem they had installed in the system, or broadband if you had it through SegaNet. But I'm not sure. Hopefully there's a way to get those files now. I probably need to buy some sort of VMU connector and hook it up to my computer to get that, but I don't know. Could be worth it. But yeah, actually, yeah, just really wanted to film a video for the birthday of the Dreamcast. I missed it last year, and probably the year before that and stuff, and actually just wanted to record one today. By the time this video actually gets uploaded, it's probably going to be September 10th, but oh well. Oh, and then my son's birthday, his first birthday is going to be on September 11th, believe it or not. So, you know, it's a good month for me. It's a good month for, you know, my favorite system, and then my only son. Yeah, he's well, yeah, I count Buddy as my son. My dog is from another video. So yeah, one of my sons, yeah, was also part of this one. But today, actually, I got in the mail the Sega Saturn Twin Stick for Virtual On, and it works for a couple other Saturn games as well. But the main thing I wanted to use it for was the Dreamcast, because it's basically the same game from the Saturn version. I'll have to double make sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it's like the same game from the Saturn version, except this one's more enhanced, better graphics and whatnot, you know, playing through VGA connection. And also have owned this game since I was a kid. You know, since I was 11, 12 years old, I, you know, got this game, even though I was into burning Dreamcast games at the time, but I just really wanted to own this game. And I got it. It's still really cheap these days, but yeah, so I mean that's good, so other people can play it. And I used to be really good with the actual regular controller that you see there, but playing today, you know, having been you know, spoiled by 2 analog thumbsticks, you know, since then, I've come to realize, oh my god, the controls are terrible on this game, for this game. And it made it pretty hard, and I've actually gotten pretty good, or at least decent, well enough to play and almost beat the game with this, the Mad Catz Panther flight stick. It can be done. It can be done. This rollerball does not work in the game though. And that's the Panther mode. It does not work in the game. But the everything else about this works in the game, including, yeah, that. And you can control the direction. You know, this is like a, you know, controls movement, and this controls the other parts that you would need with the other twin stick. But it's still really tough, and there's a big learning curve. This is the best way to play this game. And I played a little bit of it and was automatically noticed it was way easier to play. I actually went to Flint, Michigan a month ago for, or a couple months ago for a funeral, and they had a Virtual On machine there, and in the hotel I was staying at, and I actually got food poisoning, or I had a food bug or something, and I was stuck in that hotel pretty much the whole weekend, and I was playing Virtual on the arcade machine there the whole time. It was the dual cockpit, so two people can play against each other if they wanted. They actually had one of those on Craigslist for sale a while back for like, not that much, maybe like 500, but there's no possible way I could have got it. Anyway, so it really made me think, oh my god, I just need to, wise up and purchase this. So I found a good deal, and some of these deals are still available online if you're interested. This is basically cost me $50. It was like, yeah, $30 plus $22 for shipping and handling from Hawaii. It actually came wrapped in a Dole pineapple bag, or at least this part within this box, so that was kind of funny. So it did definitely come from Hawaii. Also the post-it said that as well. Yeah. But it does work with the Dreamcast as long as you get the Total Control 3 Sega Saturn adapter to Dreamcast. It has to be this exact one because twin stick mode. It's on twin stick mode. And the Dreamcast immediately recognized it, the game immediately recognized my controller as a twin stick when it worked. Now, I did have some issues with this adapter playing Marvel vs. Capcom, plugging in a regular Saturn controller, because that's, if you don't have an arcade stick to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast, the regular Dreamcast controller isn't preferred by a lot of people. So I was using a Saturn controller as well, just to test it out. And it wasn't working because the VMU wasn't connecting properly. I had to make sure that I had a firm connection for it to work properly. If it's not connecting properly to the VMU, you're going to have issues. I'll just tell you that. And if you keep having issues, you might just need to return it and see if they can send you a new one, because from my experience from adapters like this, they can be bad. Like, they're not made by first-party companies. They do what they can on their budget they have, but not all of them are perfect. So yeah, if yours has an issue, immediately try to identify all the possible scenarios you can use this adapter for and make sure it works. If not, return it and get another one. But this one worked, thankfully. And it works beautifully with this. I was playing this for a little bit. I could try to film some more gameplay video of it, but I don't really have the... I'm not really set up for that right now. That could be another day. If you want videos of that, just let me know. But I promise you it works. It works just fine. I haven't plugged it into my Sega Saturn to see how great it works there as well. I'm sure it works awesome on the Saturn as well for Virtual On. I have Virtual on the Saturn as well. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, and this game is great too. If this is all you got, might be all you need. It just depends how much you care about the graphics. The actual gameplay is going to be about this. Alright, sorry about that. Had to manage space on my phone again. So yeah, but basically, yeah, Virtual On for the Saturn is a great game too. This is the Japanese import. If you want to play that, you need an action replay card. If not, they have a US version of this. It's just a little bit more. I got this for $10 locally, and yeah, it's a great game. So yeah, yeah, Dreamcast is a great system. I actually bought two. So there's new Dreamcast games coming out still even today. So I bought two new Dreamcast games from, I think it's hucast.com, hucast.com. I got the games Ghostblade, which is a shooter, or a shmup as some of you might call it, and it's a lot like Gigawing from what I've seen so far. And not much, I haven't seen much, but basically, you can have like 3 people play at once if you want, in a top-down shooter, vertical shooter game. So I got that, and also a 2-disc game that has Elisnar, I believe, and Philia, and those games are a lot like Myst. They're point-and-click adventures, but they look really cool, and they were also released for the Atari Jaguar by that same guy. So if you're into that Atari Jaguar CD. So, but yeah, they're also releasing for the Dreamcast. Ghostblade is about to come out. Feeling and Elisnar are, part of the same package. That's apparently available now. So if you want that, go ahead, go to hughcast.com and order that for new Dreamcast games. But the main one I'm looking forward to is Elysian Shadows. I think that's how you say it, Elysian Shadows. It's a RPG, kind of like Chrono Trigger or Secret of Mana, something like that. And that's coming out for the Dreamcast too, as well as the Ouya and some other systems. Yeah, so that'll be coming out as well. But Dreamcast they're focusing most on, because that's what they had the most orders for. But yeah, so that'll be coming out hopefully maybe in December or maybe a little bit after that. And so that's for the new Dreamcast games. And there's also other ones like an Alice in Wonderland game, which is not the one that came out for the recent systems, but it's like a platformer, I think. Anyway, so, and then there's a bunch of other shooters like Ducks and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, but yeah, so new Dreamcast games coming out even today, 16 years after the Dreamcast first came out in the United States. But yeah, so I've actually been heavily working on my Dreamcast selection, ever since I made this cabinet. I kind of stopped off and on because I've been focusing a lot on, surprise, surprise, other systems too. Got a Sega CD just a couple of months ago, been loving it. Favorite game is probably Night Watch, or no, not Night Watch, Night Trap, believe it or not. It's just, I can go over that at some other time. 32X I've been having fun with too. Sega CD games are a little bit funnier in my opinion. 32X are more serious and concentrated strictly on their roots, and so probably has more top quality games, but a lot less than Sega CD. Sega CD had some serious gems though. But anyway, back to the Dreamcast. So I'll pan over this briefly. So a lot of these I've already had, but I've probably added probably a little bit more than 1/4 of these games you see listed are ones I've gotten relatively recently. The sports games, I actually got like 4 or 5 sports games sealed, like the NBA 2K and NHL 2K2 for like $3 a piece just like a couple weeks ago. So I was like, all right, $3 a piece, okay. And this one I finally got. It was spiking in around $75 on eBay, and then somebody accidentally listed this game for $50 at one point, and then it sold for $50. So then now this game is going for around $50 on the date I'm recording this. So pick this up if you can, if you still haven't gotten it, because it's only going to go up. It was at 75 and staying there strong for months, and then now because of that eBay blunder by somebody and the resellers, they don't pay attention to this stuff, they're still selling it at 50 a little bit. So pick it up if you can. Yeah, this is actually a really good game. It's I need to play more of it before I do an accurate review. Here I finally, I beat. Okay, that was the code breaker disc. So that's my Shenmue 2 disc, autographed by the voice actor Shuing Joy and Juan, I believe her name was. So three females in the game. She was the voice actor of. Also have her autographed over here. You can see her. Autographed it to me and my son. She's a great person. You can look her up on Facebook if you want to be friends with her. So she autographed that, and she's the English voice actor, and she's only in the Shenmue 2 Xbox game. And I love that game, but with the whole Shenmue 3 announcement, and I'm super excited about that, I had to get the Dreamcast version. And this was probably one of the worst, like conditioned games I ever bought and paid this much for. I paid a good amount for it, and the discs have been having issues. They look nice, they look almost perfectly fine, but unless you have a top-notch Dreamcast, you're going to have issues with this game. Make sure your Dreamcast never played burned games before, ever. Like, almost ever. And make sure if you want to play it through VGA, and, it's not a PAL region Dreamcast, make sure you download yourself a Codebreaker disc, or maybe something else. The Utopia boot disc that I usually use for imports didn't work with it. I had to get the Codebreaker disc. And this disc only works with one of my Dreamcasts. Surprise, surprise. So, been struggling to play that game, but when I can, it's actually been really nice, and the graphics are amazing. But yeah, the colors are a lot brighter on the Dreamcast for some reason. The Shenmue 2 Xbox version ran flawlessly, and it looked great still, so in the future I might just play the Xbox version, but the Dreamcast version is still a must-own in my opinion. Yeah, I won't talk anything about too many other systems. I love the Virtual Boy. I'm gonna have to record a video about that. This is the Dreamcast system that I actually fixed, bought a lot from one of my friends. This is the one I've been focusing on playing mostly, along with, the one in my cabinet. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I would say Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Shenmue 2, and Skies of Arcadia is basically what I'm playing now. Now that I have this twin stick, I'm going to be playing Virtual On a hell of a lot. So yeah, I haven't done too much else to this Dreamcast cabinet. I always talk about it, and I always need to. I'm going to paint something here. I thought about painting a Space Harrier dragon, because I really love Space Harrier, right across this. Fitting, making an extra cover, so if I want to take this arcade stick off and place a Panther Flight stick, or this twin stick, or my Sega Saturn Mission stick, or anything else. Mission stick won't work on the Dreamcast, but if I hook my Saturn up over here, have a base so I can place that on. So I'm gonna create that. I might paint something cool here. I haven't quite decided. Maybe Space Harrier, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, everything else still works about this cabinet. I always talk about putting more lights in there. I might do that. The marquee, I basically just bought better construction paper that is a nice smooth line, but that definitely needs to be improved. I don't have a router, so I didn't put in T-molding into this thing, but I need to do that maybe, or hopefully do that at some point in the future. If not, it's okay. But yeah, definitely I'm going to paint it up more, make a nice base for this, for if I want to hook up anything else to this other than the X-Arcade stick. Because I don't really have a table to place in front of it except playing on my lap, or getting out a TV tray and playing on that, which I'm not afraid to do. Yeah, so, just real briefly, there's my Model 1 Sega CD that I got, Craigslist, thankfully. And, yeah, there's a whole bunch of Dreamcast magazines I got in a garage sale for real cheap. I probably got all these magazines again for like $5 total, maybe 3 or something like that. I used to have a subscription, had all of them, but lost them in garage sales years ago. But yeah, thankfully I have a bunch of these again now. And yeah, this is actually a great issue as well. So yeah, playing around with the Power Stone guys, and Seaman is in the glass. I still need to get Seaman. That is still a high priority on my list, along with Gigawing 2 and Res for the Dreamcast. Even though Res HD on the 360 is amazing, there is a physical release of it. It's called Cubed. It's on the 360. I'm gonna find that, just so people know. And it's super duper duper cheap. I highly recommend picking it up. Even if you don't own a 360, just pick it up anyway because it's so cheap. And it's Res. And it has the Dreamcast version and the HD version. So, and it's amazing. And it comes with these other 2 games, Luminous and E4, which I haven't really played around with too much. But yeah, awesome. Yep. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and go Dreamcast. It's a great system. Definitely, I need to play it more, even though I'm currently playing 3 or 4 games on it.